Another fucking glitch. What a shit show.
Everything's ready.
Switch him back on already.
Lewis!
Whoa, Robo. Calm down. He'll tear the equipment apart.
Wendell Antonowsky ran away and Lewis is in the hospital.
Oh, she's
What
alive.
do you do? Just stand there and watch it as it happened?
I want to see her.
She's in surgery as we speak, so that's not gonna happen. Instead, you're gonna go through with your psych evaluation.
Let me go!
The old man wasn't happy that I let you skip your first session and was adamant that I make sure you attend this one. Especially since the problem of you malfunctioning is obviously persistent. So, Doctor, do your thing.
What? Now? He's in no shape to be examined.
I'm afraid that I must insist.
This is highly unprofessional.
I need to apprehend Wendell.
I don't think you understand your options, Shiny. In that you don't have any. You either comply or you'll be dismantled. I'm only really rooting for one of these options.
Very well.
Doctor?
If this is supposed to resemble a therapy session in any way, I need everyone that isn't my client to leave. That is not negotiable. And is it necessary to have him restrained?
That's for your safety. What if he loses control? Exactly.
If anything goes wrong, just use this reset button. One press, and he goes back to La La Land.
Okay, let's leave the good doctor to work. And Robo, see me after this is over.
I'm sorry it has to look like this. Are you at least sitting comfortably enough to have this conversation?
My partner was shot, and I need to find the person responsible.
You do. But I think you'll agree that you should be in the best shape possible to undertake that task. I understand this is not an ideal situation, and this is probably the last place you want to be right now.
I'm not the only one unwilling to be here. Your heart rate is above 120 BPM.
You're equipped with a heart rate monitor? I imagine it comes in handy in your line of work.
It does.
I agree this whole thing is happening rather fast, but we are both professionals at helping others. So how about we start again? My name is Dr. Olivia Blanche. Naturally, I've heard people refer to you by different names, but I'm curious to hear which one you prefer.
My name is Alex Murphy.
Then I'll call you Alex Murphy.
I was just about to ask if that choice actually mattered.
Traumatic experiences, but I think we can both agree that you are no ordinary police officer. How do you see your situation?
Also, there is some kind of a weird depth of field bug going on in this scene. Might have something to do with DLSS, but yeah, I don't know.
I was gonna say, that looks very soft. What is going on here?
I am a cybernetic organism, a fusion of both the remains of the policeman Alex Murphy and this high-tech armor.
So we can't rule out that your actions are influenced by your human part. But that's something that I've already learned from the reports. What I would much rather hear is, how do you perceive yourself?
Perceive?
Yes. See, what I found immensely helpful in working with my patients is transparency. In order to help each other, we need to be able to see each other fully.
This is how I see myself.
Thank you for making this step.
Now that you see me the way I am, do you wish to push the reset button? Your heart rate remains high.
No. Not at all. It's actually my secret that is making me nervous, not yours. You're not the only one here with prosthetic body parts. This hand, you must have wondered what happened. Some time ago, I was a victim of a crime. A thief broke into my house. He made a lot of noise and my neighbors called the police. And Ed 209 reacted to the call and mistakenly recognized me as a threat. My hand was red mist moments later. Since that day, I have become, let's say, a little leery of machines.
Now that is the OCP tech we all know and love.
Fear me,
I fear the unpredictability.
Gotta love Detroit.
So when I heard there was a chance to contribute to the research on the stability of OCP's mechanical units, I jumped at the opportunity. I hope you don't find it unprofessional. Getting that off my chest made me feel a bit better. How about you check my pulse now?
It has dropped below 120 BPM.
You see, I don't just impose things onto my clients. I practice what I preach because it seems to work. I think that makes for a very promising start. Thank you, Alex Murphy.
It can't be comfortable sitting in an office chair like she is sitting. Anyway, yes, we have completed all of our objectives for the last chapter. And that should give us another A rank.
Hell yeah.
Now then, let's get going.
All done. Robo, there's something I need to show you. I know that OCP can be a real pain in the ass, but this might change your mind a bit. We've been working behind the scenes on giving your sidearm the treatment it deserves. The Auto 9 can now be equipped with a motherboard. Once the motherboard is in, you'll be able to mount a number of processors on it. Each processor can vastly improve your aim, damage, or stability. See for yourself.
And that is our introduction to the Auto 9 upgrades. This is a pretty interesting system. The game is kind of experimenting there, but I think it's probably be better if we actually take a proper look at it.
I see.
So this is kind of a pipe dream hacking minigame, but not really. It has some element of that in that you have to sort of get these different chips to connect to each other. Like, hold on, we put this here, that is weapon damage, and we get 15% extra weapon damage. And it also lights up the paths leading up to the next chips.
Okay.
Now what we want to do here is use these upgrade chips while avoiding damage, or rather the penalty chips, which are these red ones, obviously. As we can see there, it gives us a -5 penalty to everything.
Okay, so for something like that one up there, you want something that does not point left.
Exactly.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, we get chips of different percentages and different shapes. We can also merge chips, as it says there on the bottom right, but that's not really all that useful in my experience. It seems to be random, which isn't great. Now here we are able to get full auto mode, but we also can't avoid this penalty here.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
So we're gonna have to screw around with things a little bit.
Surely we can at least avoid that 10% down there.
Yep.
Yeah, there we go.
Now that gives us more gore, because why not? I do want the full auto mode, so at this point I'm just kind of trying to figure out if there's any way I can possibly avoid it, but of course there isn't, because that is just, like, on the way, the penalty node. But I do want my armor piercing.
Yeah, I think you could do like 12 or 13% maybe?
Yeah, just gotta find a chip for the armor piercing node that, well, doesn't connect to the 20% penalty there, which would be quite bad. Obviously I'll be cutting most of this out in the future, but here I'm just kinda showing off how it works.
That seems respectable enough.
Yeah, we will be getting a bunch of different PCBs for the Auto 9 by exploring as well as from some side quests and that sort of thing.
So where did all these chips come from? Like, do we just have them, or are we picking them up?
We picked them up as I was just explaining. He just
Gotcha.
gave it to us, this first one, but
Be on the lookout. There's OCP tech in everything. You wouldn't believe how many useful processors can be salvaged from old devices. Okay, that's it from me. Becker wants to see you. He's taken over Reed's office. Say what you want about the man, but that takes guts.
yeah, we can get new PCBs from various quests and just lying around. And the rest of them will be more complex than this one, because this is obviously just the... Oh, hold on.
Now for something positive. The daughter of Jens Danielson, Prime Minister of Norway, who was brutally murdered during last year's parliamentary session, is expecting a baby. It's a girl.
That was the wrong button, that was also the wrong button. So we did get 3 more experience points, and that means we can max out deduction and just gain our permanent plus 30% bonus for all XP.
Good stuff.
Just taking a look here to make sure I don't miss anything.
Any news on Luis?
Not yet. But she's been through worse. Don't think too much about it.
You know you're right. We should stay strong and focused, just like her.
Now here in the locker room, we have a very easy to miss note. Well, that's nice.
Alright.
Yeah, that just gave us a whole bunch of XP because we have all the bonuses now.
I'm telling you, Magnavolt commercials are not kidding when they say lethal response.
What do you mean?
Once a week, Mark has to call the cops to collect the body of a dead burglar from his front yard.
Yeah, so Magnavolt is an anti-theft system that, well, causes a lethal electric shock if somebody tries to steal your car. And it doesn't even run out the battery.
That's kind of impressive, actually.
Yeah, Officer Kurtz seems to be thinking of retirement, but you're not gonna retire just like that. That's not how this works.
Gotta make sure he still has his health insurance, I guess.
Yeah, so here I'm kinda thinking about where to put the next points. I think I'm gonna go for armor, because the next area is gonna be quite a bit more dangerous than what we have experienced so far. So you do want to have some armor when you get there.
That sounds sensible.
Do you have a minute? It's about Lewis.
Did you say Lewis?
Yeah. Me and a bunch of guys decided to sign this get well card for her. I figured that you'd want to sign it as well.
A get well card?
Yeah, I know it's just that we want to let her know we're with her.
Well, that's nice of them.
I am sure she will appreciate that.
Thanks, Murphy. I knew you'd understand. Actually, there are a few signatures that we still need. Could you ask them? I think I need a break. To start, Kowalski is hiding somewhere in the lobby.
Understood.
Right, so before we continue on with the plot, we do need to find some names for this get well card.
Well, this should be our top priority, so...
Let's just have a quick look here in the briefing room. Right, yeah, we were supposed to find Officer Kowalski. Obviously that's not him, but I will scan him anyway because that gives us some more XP.
Oh, that just makes this seem like busy work now.
I know exactly where he is. Right there.
You okay there, buddy?
Oh, I didn't see you there, Murphy.
What are you doing here, officer?
Nothing much, just trying to collect my thoughts.
Would you sign the get well card for Lewis? I am supposed to get it signed and then pass it on to another officer.
Yeah, sure thing. That's a great idea. There you go. Signed. But could you pass it along to another officer? I think I'd like to stay here for a little bit longer.
Understandable. Take your time.
Thanks, Murphy. Kurtz hasn't signed it yet. He was in the locker room last time I saw him.
That was 2 weeks ago.
I hope we haven't lost him to the Congo.
My heat signature recognizes that the water is cold. Is everything all right, Officer Kurtz?
Oh, you talking to me? Yeah, I guess I stayed here longer than I anticipated.
I have a card to sign. It is for Lewis.
I'd love to sign it, but I don't want to get it wet. Could you grab my towel for me? Yellow one. It should be by my locker.
Okay.
Did you not bring it with you? What?
I mean, I guess he didn't expect to be used or to be handing a letter.
I guess, but also like walking all the way back to the locker from the shower while cold and wet was that the plan?
Maybe he just forgot.
Go.
Thanks. Just give me a minute. There, signed. I think that it's beautiful what you're doing.
You are shivering.
Yeah, I was lost in my thoughts. Didn't notice that I used up all the hot water.
Thinking about Lewis.
Yeah, but I can't imagine what you're thinking. She's your partner. Speaking of partner, I see that O'Neill hasn't signed a card yet. Be a good guy and get it to her, okay? She's at the range. She'll yell at me if she finds out there was a card for Lewis and she didn't get to sign it.
I will make sure that happens.
Alright, to the firing range.
Shit.
Is everything all right?
I think my service weapon ain't calibrated right.
I could perform a check for you.
Yeah. Okay. Give it a go.
Right, now we'll do this again, but this time with a shitty 9mm pistol. Yeah, this is not particularly great, but it does seem to be... Yeah, it seems to be working as intended.
Yeah?
But it's not exactly the Auto 9.
I mean, what could be? And we did just upgrade it too.
Oh, come on. I'm pretty sure that guy has been neutralized. And that guy as well.
Your service weapon.
We shot his cheeks and shoulders off. I think we have neutralized him successfully.
And then the other guy no longer has a neck? He just has an esophagus?
Blow off some steam, but my hands are shaking thinking about Lewis.
Officer.
It's just that if it happened to you, it could have happened to any one of us. Lewis is one tough cookie. She'll pull through, I'm sure of it. But I'm not so sure I could say the same thing about my partner. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make it about me.
It is difficult.
Is there anything I can do for you?
You can sign this get well card for Lewis.
Sure thing. There you go. Almost everyone's already here. That says a lot about her impact on all of us. There's only one person missing, Sergeant Reed. He's in the garage.
Yeah, we will return to the range later in another side quest, so I'm not gonna test my upgraded Auto 9 just yet.
That sounds fair, I suppose.
I noticed you running around the precinct.
I am collecting signatures on a get well card for Lewis.
I know. That's what I wanted to talk to you about. I ride everyone hard, and they probably see me as a drill sergeant. Maybe they think that I do it because I don't care. But I do care for each and every one of you. And what I'm trying to say is that I'd like to sign that card, if you let me.
I'm just gonna say unit because family just sounds tacky.
We are a unit.
It's very cheesy.
Everyone's here already. Lewis, she made an impact. We've got to get the ones that did that to her.
That is my intention.
Right. Keep the card. She should get it from you. Thank you, Murphy.
And yeah, Reed said that we were running around the precinct. I don't think running is really the right term to use. They're more like stomping.
Yeah, details.
Although I will say that his sort of sprinting speed isn't that slow.
Thank you for this opportunity, Mr. Becker.
You are very determined. I must have seen your application like 20 times.
I assumed they were getting lost in the mail.
That didn't stop you, did it? You're persistent and capable, too. Highest marks on all the written tests. Pretty much an ideal candidate. Aside from the fact that you don't meet any of the physical requirements, that's actually remarkable. Short stuff.
Unfortunately, sir.
Why is being a cop so important to you?
My father was a police officer, and his father was one too.
Police family, huh? It must be heartbreaking not to be able to continue a family tradition. You know, I have the power to look the other way and make you a cop despite your shortcomings. In exchange, I only ask for one thing. Your complete loyalty. And maybe a touch of gratitude as well.
Will I still get a badge? Like a proper police officer?
Badge? Oh yeah, sure.
Then Officer Washington is reporting for duty.
Good. There you go, young'un.
Is that blood?
We don't make a badge for every new officer. We just reassign the old ones after cops retire.
You could at least clean them.
RoboCop. I'm a big fan.
No time for that.
That's great, because you'll be spending a lot of time together.
Meaning?
Aside from his regular dispatch duty, Officer Washington will become your personal overseer.
Overseer?
Yes, you will report to me on his every action. Hopefully that will prevent him from continuing to tarnish his already murky reputation. His recent behavior casts a shadow...
That's a lot to put on a new recruit.
That's a lot of responsibility for a rookie.
Yeah.
Every other cop refused this post. But you won't. You wouldn't jeopardize your career, right?
No, sir.
I would like to proceed with my investigation, now that we know that the new guy is Wendell Antonowsky.
Was he even listening to anything I've been saying? Absolutely fucking not. You're off the case. Actually, you're off all cases. There's a bunch of documents that need archiving in the records room. That's your priority now.
Understood.
Now go. I'll tell Achilles about what's what in this godforsaken place.
It's Ulysses, sir.
Hey, first rule, kiddo, never question your superiors.
Well, I guess we are too much of a loose cannon, so we have been demoted to archive duty, I guess.
That is unfortunate.
Hi, Murphy. I was told you'd come to help me. This is exciting. I don't get many visitors here.
What seems to be the problem?
Mr. Becker wants you to do some maintenance work, so, please scan the servers, see if they're operating properly. I'm sure they are, but he insisted I found a job here for you. Yeah, I wish I had something more exciting for you to do, since for me, this is where all the action happens.
Explain.
With this wealth of information at your fingertips, this records room should be a real hotbed of activity. Others don't seem to know how fun it is to dig through all this stuff. You can play a real-life detective here.
Officer Cecil, you are a detective.
Yeah, but mostly just a paper pusher.
So, if one wanted to find out the whereabouts of a particular criminal, what would one do?
That's easy. Just check the computer in the back, type in who you're looking for, and see if there are any matches. Just remember to scan the servers at some point. Mr. Becker will blow his top if I don't make sure you checked him.
Working perfectly. Good as new. Perfect working condition.
Yeah, I gotta do the tech support first.
I am detecting a malfunction.
I did not know so much pornography could even exist.
Good thing you noticed it. It could lead to the loss of important data. I'll make sure Mr. Becker knows what a tremendous job you did here.
Maybe go wipe the hard drives there too, just in case. Like we don't know like what's on there.
I'm telling you, this is incredible. Just type in your search. He's never been charged? Well, that's hard to believe. There's a neat feature you can try. See who attempted to access his file before you did. Maybe that'll help us.
Officer Briggs.
Briggs? That must be the last lead that he checked before going missing. So his case led him to the Street Vultures territory?
That doesn't sound particularly promising.
Those two cases are connected after all. I'll have to report this to Sergeant Reed.
And I am on my way.
There's nothing I can say to stop you, is there?
No.
Well, then instead I'll say, go kick ass for Lewis.
And yeah, speaking of Lewis, yeah... Oh, hold on.
OCP is trying to smuggle more of their staff into our ranks.
You're right. We can't trust them. God knows what sort of people they are.
Let's stay sharp and smoke them out.
Right, some seeds of distrust. There, yeah, Lewis obviously couldn't die here because she has to appear in RoboCop 3. That would cause a time paradox.
Fair enough. I wasn't sure if this was taking the route of like story just takes place between the movies, or this is an alternate sequel to RoboCop 2. So
I was looking everywhere for you. I wanted to say that this is an incredible honor for me. But, you know, I get the feeling you don't see eye to eye with Mr. Becker. Yet, despite the position I'm in, I'll do my best to assist you in any way I can. So, what are you doing here?
I am going to Highland Park.
Isn't that Street Vultures turf?
That is where the lead took Briggs. It could be connected to Wendell.
Oh, man. That's exactly what Mr. Becker told me you shouldn't do. It's my duty to stop you. Is it even safe for you to go? I mean, think of yourself. You keep malfunctioning, right? What if something happens again?
Hey, Murphy, I found this on the back seat of your cruiser. It's for you.
I can't let you go. Is there some sort of a command for that? RoboCop, off. RoboCop, stay. Hey, all cops have to follow rules. Especially you. You're a cop and a machine, so you can't go. Your systems won't allow it. Right?
Wrong.
RoboCop? RoboCop? Don't do this to me. Not on my first day.
Womp womp.
Who could have seen that coming?
I know you're listening. There is still time to stop and turn back. The Street Vultures are territorial and vicious. You wouldn't want to be caught on their turf, especially by their leader, Spike. You know, I'm reading that he's known to be exceptionally savage. Apparently, none of his enemies got out of Highland Park alive.
I will be the first.
I'm gonna get fired. Finding a missing police officer there will be like looking for a needle in a haystack. I'm looking at the map of this place and it's huge. There's no way you can investigate without being noticed. Street Vultures are the biggest gang in Detroit.
I have a large supply of bullets.
Yeah, he's not kidding about this place being huge.
Oh my.
This is probably bigger than the downtown area. Lots of little nooks and crannies, and thankfully the OCP chests are now marked on our map, so that's gonna make fighting them a lot easier, as that is also an objective. To find all of them. And if this looks familiar, it probably should, because this is of course the steel mill from the original film.
I was about to say, this seemed like the, this looks like the where the end of the first movie happened.
It sure is. And this is also where the various Unreal Engine 5 tech really gets to shine. You get all the lighting, the virtual shadow maps, the nanite geometry for all the little granular detail, all that stuff.
Hmm.
And yeah, we have to find 1500 crime evidence, which again sounds like a lot, but this place is so big that we will find that pretty quickly, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, there's so... I imagine we're gonna spend a lot of time here, so there's gotta be a lot to go dig up.
Yeah, this is gonna be the next couple of videos. Some cool graffiti there as well. I think it was John Linneman who described the environments in this game as, what did he say? Like really beautiful renditions of places that you would never want to visit. Something to that effect.
That is very, very on point. Yeah, I can't deny that. Like, this is absolutely stunning to look at. It's a great recreation of like that huge area from the movie. I never want to set foot here in real life. Ever.
Yeah, like, there are things to criticize about the visuals in this game. Obviously the character models are, or at least the animation is not all that amazing, but all of the lighting and the effects work here is just amazing, I think.
Yeah, the environments are just beautiful.
This doesn't quite match the Matrix Awakens demo that Epic put out to show off the capabilities of Unreal Engine 5, but it's not that far off.
Yeah, the team behind this, like, did a bang-up job, like, just recreating the world of the movie.
And again, the team was like 20 guys. Usually when you have a big game release these days, it's gonna be a million names in the credits, which take 45 minutes to get through.
That is really impressive.
The end credits of this game are probably 3 minutes long.
Oh, damn. Man, I'm so used to licensed, like, movie games just being, like, you know, like a dozen or dozens and dozens of people, like, barely having enough time or resources to put something together.
We have found Briggs's car with some blood on the seat.
There was blood on the seat.
I mean, it's possible it belongs to someone else.
Yeah, good, thanks.
OCP tracking device torn out.
That's why no one knew where to look.
Yeah, for some reason I was convinced that there was something on the door, but there isn't.
So, what are we looking for here as our third clue?
These giant bullet holes.
Oh. That should have been obvious.
The bodywork.
Every cop car in the precinct has bullet holes.
I am going to follow the blood trail leading from the car.
I know you really want to find Briggs, but the trail might as well belong to any of those bikers. I'm urging you to discontinue this search.
Negative.
Yeah, we could just follow the trail and just completely ignore the car, but scanning the car does give us a bonus objective, so we want to do that. Just keeping a lookout for OCP chests, doesn't seem to be any out here. Or crime evidence. Yeah, there's a chest right there, but it appears to be inside, so let's just go and find that. The map isn't always the most useful when it comes to, like, precise locations of these chests. Because the icon is so big.
Yeah, that can be annoying. I mean, I guess if you could, like, zoom into the map and, like, really pinpoint where it is, assuming the icon of on the map, like, remains a fixed size, even as you zoom in and out.
Okay, we hear the second song they recorded for the game, so I think we are going the right way. I'll check if there's anything back here. Down there is a little bit of crime evidence, but it's not really worth going down there for that. Yeah, this place is huge and there's so much stuff we could look at, but we do kind of want to get a move on. Okay, boys, let's do this. That didn't do anything. Now we could shoot their gas tanks and blow them up. Or we could walk into them.
You know what, that works too. Could you shoot their tires and make them spin out? Oh, that's a good catch.
Yeah, we can also just grab them off the saddle.
Okay, that kind of rules.
I don't know if we can shoot the tires off. That's actually the one thing I haven't tried.
You know what, even if you can't, I I think I'm okay with like all the other interactions you can do with these guys. Ooh, juicy.
Yeah, I don't know how much RoboCop actually weighs, but he probably weighs about as much as a car.
Probably, yeah.
So, crashing into a stationary RoboCop or a moving RoboCop, not gonna end so well for a biker, I don't think.
For anyone, really.
Now the trail seems to lead to this building here, so let's go and check that out. Once we go ahead and open this box. Yeah, we got some more upgrade chips for the Auto 9. We'll have a look at those later on. It's not relevant right now.
Look out! It's RoboCop! Shit! My head!
I'm not sure what this guy was trying to accomplish, to be perfectly honest.
He really wanted to make a dent. Literally.
He really wanted to be your sledgehammer.
Ooh, man, you splintered the handle on that.
Get cover!
Yeah, nice throw, idiot.
Good job, buddy. I was about to ask if you could shoot the fire extinguisher and make it explode like in Hitman.
Of course.
Excellent.
One of these Street Vultures had a shotgun, which I probably should have picked up to show off, but I kind of forgot. I will show that off later on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there'll probably be plenty of opportunities coming up.
Now back here is another OCP box, so just grab some recovery charges as well as more upgrade chips. There was some evidence in that little room as well, I think. We'll go back for it later. I like how they sound like Doom monsters when you slow down the audio. I like how that guy's reaction to getting his hand shot off was, "It stings like a bitch."
Well, I mean,
it probably does.
Yeah, I don't know if I can really refute that.
Seems a bit understated, though. Also, yeah, next to the Order 9 icon there on the bottom right, you can see that we have like the 3 bullet icon, and that means we have full auto active on the gun.
Oh, okay.
And if we press up on the D-pad, we can switch it back to burst. Oh, hello.
Ooh. You painted him.
Sure did. I should overdub the Metal Slug announcer whenever I get the heavy machine gun.
That would be great.
Oh, whoops.
Shoot! Look, I've got no weapon.
Well, I'm glad that missed.
I am looking for a police officer.
Hey, I don't know anything. I'm just an accountant.
He was brought here.
There is always so much happening around here. I tend to focus on my work. I wouldn't remember.
Would you like me to refresh your memory?
No! Police officer, I get you. You're right. Not long ago they brought him here. He was already in real bad shape. I kind of felt for the guy.
Where is he?
Once he got back on his feet, they took him away. But I don't know where. I'm telling the truth. I only deal with numbers. If you need any more info on your friend, try the warehouse office. It's on the west side of the mill.
Do not move until I return.
No problem. If anyone finds me cuffed up here, I will look as tough as the others.
Doesn't seem to be anything else in here. Just taking a look at my chips in case I have any new ones. I think I could use the 15% there. Replace the 14% damage boost, but it's fine. We get some more armor. And that also gives us the shield ability, which, well, that's an 80% damage reduction for about 5 seconds.
Okay.
Are you ready to come back to the precinct?
Negative. A wounded officer, perhaps Briggs, was moved to another location. I have a thug's testimony, proceeding to the enemy command center.
How can you be sure that he's not leading you into a lion's den?
I am hoping for it.
You're hopeless.
Yeah, shield is one of the best combat skills in the game, I think.
That whole area is out of police jurisdiction, and according to the new policy, if we wanted to legally be there, we'd need to go through an OCP executive. And I'm sure you know what Becker's standpoint is.
I believe I do.
I'm starting to understand why he hired me. You're a handful.